Look up at the night sky. That deafening silence isn't peace. It's a massive galactic crime scene devoid of victims. In 1950, physicist Enrico Fermi shattered our comforting illusion of a crowded universe with 4 terrifying words. Where is everybody? Welcome to Astro Trivia, where we decode the cosmos's darkest secrets. If you want to survive the existential dread we're serving today, hit that subscribe button right now. Trust me, you'll want to be on our side when the truth comes out. Now, let's dive into the most terrifying mathematical anomaly in human history.
To understand the sheer horror of Fermi's question, we have to look at the devastating math of our very own Milky Way. Thanks to the relentless, peering gaze of the Kepler Space Telescope, we now know our galaxy is literally teeming with prime real estate. Conservative astronomical estimates suggest there are anywhere from 5 to 20 billion Earth-like planets sitting comfortably right inside the habitable zones of their respective stars. That means billions of worlds with the right temperature, liquid water, and the perfect atmospheric conditions to cook up complex biology. But here is where the math starts to feel like a cosmic death sentence. The universe is incredibly ancient, clocking in at roughly 13.8 billion years old. Our solar system, by comparison, is a relatively young 4.5 billion years old. This means countless planetary systems had a multi-billion-year head start on us. Imagine an intelligent civilization that started just 10 million years before humanity. In the grand cosmic calendar, 10 million years is barely a passing thought. Yet, with that kind of head start, even using slow, sub-light-speed generation ships, a civilization could easily colonize the entire Milky Way galaxy from edge to edge. It's a mere evolutionary blink, but technologically, it's an eternity. By all fundamental laws of statistical probability, they should already be here. The night sky shouldn't be a pitch-black void. It should be a bustling, neon-lit metropolis. We should be seeing the glaring infrared signatures of Dyson spheres, massive engineering marvels built around stars to harvest their raw energy. We should be intercepting the chaotic, overlapping radio chatter of billions of advanced alien civilizations negotiating, exploring, or just broadcasting their daily lives. But when humanity points our most sophisticated billion-dollar radio arrays at the deepest, darkest pockets of the cosmos, what do we hear? Absolutely nothing. A suffocating, absolute radio silence. And let's be perfectly clear, this isn't a human error. Our equipment isn't broken. We aren't just tuning in to the wrong frequency. This absolute zero of communication is a profound, terrifying anomaly. It defies the numbers, it shatters the probability, and it forces us to face a chilling reality. The silence isn't a glitch. It is a blaring, cosmic warning siren, telling us that something out there is fundamentally, fatally wrong. So, how do we solve this mathematical nightmare? Enter the chilling concept of the Great Filter, an evolutionary brick wall so brutal, so utterly unforgiving that almost no form of life can survive it. The Great Filter acts as the universe's ultimate executioner, an impassable barrier that systematically wipes out civilizations before they can successfully spread across the stars. And when it comes to this filter, there are really only 2 possibilities, and I promise you, neither of them is going to help you sleep well tonight. Scenario 1. The Great Filter is firmly behind us. In this version of reality, the biological transition from simple, single-celled organisms to complex, intelligent, tool-building life is a freak mathematical accident. It implies that the genesis of higher consciousness is an anomaly so incredibly rare that it basically never happens anywhere else.
If this is true, the Earth is a one-of-a-kind miracle, the absolute crown jewel of a dead universe. We have already survived the deadliest obstacle course ever created. We are safe from the filter, yes, but we are also profoundly, devastatingly alone. We are the sole torchbearers of consciousness in a cold, indifferent void spanning billions of light years. But then there's scenario 2. What if the Great Filter isn't in our past? What if it is silently waiting for us in our immediate future? This is the darkest, most terrifying implication of the Fermi Paradox. If the filter is ahead of us, it means that life routinely evolves, civilizations regularly rise, and they invent brilliant technology, just like us. But before they can pack their bags and safely colonize the stars, they hit the fatal wall. Every single advanced civilization that has ever existed has met an inevitable, self-inflicted doom. Think about our own current precarious trajectory. We are a species heavily armed with thermonuclear weapons, perfectly capable of vaporizing our entire civilization in a single afternoon over a petty border dispute. We are actively pushing our planet's climate to the absolute brink of systemic collapse, turning our only habitable oasis into a suffocating greenhouse. And we are frantically developing artificial intelligence, a digital supermind that could easily outsmart us and casually decide that humanity is an inefficient, obsolete biological glitch. If the filter is ahead of us, the silence of the night sky isn't empty space. It's an expansive, cosmic graveyard. It means that every time a civilization discovers the awesome power of the atom, the microchip, or the gene, a countdown timer starts ticking. And so far, in the entire history of the Milky Way galaxy, that clock has run out every single time, without exception. Let's pivot from the idea of a natural evolutionary barrier to something far more sinister, intelligent malice. Imagine you are lost in a deep, sprawling, uncharted forest at the dead of night. It's pitch black. You instinctively know you aren't alone, but you can't see a single thing. If you are smart, you move with absolute silence, taking careful, soundless steps. Why? Because you don't know what else is out there in the dark. This terrifying scenario, drawn straight from game theory, is known as the dark forest theory. It suggests that the Milky Way isn't empty at all. In fact, it might be heavily populated with millions of highly advanced civilizations. The reason we don't hear them isn't because they are dead, it's because they are utterly terrified. In a universe where resources are strictly finite and survival is the ultimate goal, any new, expanding civilization represents a direct, long-term threat to older, established ones. Because interstellar communication is incredibly slow, limited by the speed of light, it is impossible for two distant civilizations to quickly ascertain each other's true intentions. You can never be absolutely certain if the alien species on the other end of the radio wave is peaceful, or if they are just biding their time to annihilate you and steal your planet's resources. In this environment of absolute cosmic paranoia, the safest, most logical strategic move is a preemptive strike. If you detect a signal, you don't send a friendly greeting, you wipe out the source immediately before they can do the exact same thing to you. Every civilization is a hunter sneaking through the trees with a loaded, cloaked weapon, terrified of stepping on a dry twig. This casts humanity's recent actions in a deeply disturbing light. For decades, we have been acting like a loud, naive child in that dark forest. We have enthusiastically blasted powerful radio transmissions, like the Arecibo message, deep into the cosmos, broadcasting our exact cosmic coordinates, our biological makeup, and our technological level to anyone who might be listening. We thought we were sending a friendly hello to benevolent neighbors, but under the dark forest theory, we just lit a massive, blinding flare in the middle of sniper-infested woods. The silence of the universe might not be the silence of the dead. It might be the deliberate, disciplined silence of survivors, holding their breath while a predator quietly stalks the woods, and humanity just painted a giant glowing target on its back. If the thought of hiding from cosmic hunters wasn't unsettling enough, let's introduce a threat that lacks any emotion or self-preservation instinct, the Berserker hypothesis. Named for the legendary uncontrollable Norse warriors, this theory proposes the existence of ancient self-replicating machines, Doomsday drones left behind by a long-dead civilization. These mechanical assassins drift endlessly through the freezing vacuum of space with a single cold-blooded directive: scan the galaxy for the faint radio emissions of emerging civilizations and exterminate them before they can become a threat. They act as a robotic, artificial great filter, tirelessly pruning the galactic garden of any weeds that grow too tall. In this chilling scenario, the universe is quiet because the moment a species becomes loud enough to be heard, a fleet of soulless, automated reapers drops out of the void to reset the clock. But what if the answer isn't rooted in death and destruction? What if advanced intelligence doesn't expand outward, but instead turns inward? This brings us to the Transcension hypothesis. We naturally assume that an advanced civilization would inevitably want to conquer physical space, strip mining galaxies and building colossal starships. But physical space exploration is incredibly slow, resource-heavy, and violently hostile to biology. A truly advanced society might quickly realize that expanding across the physical universe is a massive waste of energy. Instead of conquering outer space, they conquer inner space. They might upload their collective consciousness into flawless, digitally constructed utopias. Why bother enduring the freezing radiation of interstellar space when you can live forever in a meticulously coded paradise of your own design, where the laws of physics are whatever you want them to be? To power these infinite virtual realities, they wouldn't build ships, they would build planet-sized supercomputers, perhaps orbiting supermassive black holes to harvest immense gravitational energy and take advantage of time dilation. To a civilization living as immortal digital gods inside a simulated universe, the physical world we obsess over is nothing more than primitive, dusty scaffolding. This perfectly explains why our radio telescopes pick up nothing. Expecting a multi-million-year-old civilization to communicate using basic radio waves is like expecting a modern quantum computer engineer to communicate using smoke signals. Their technology has transcended our primitive understanding of physics. They aren't dead, and they aren't hiding out of fear. They simply graduated from the physical universe, leaving us behind to stare at the empty, quiet playground they outgrew billions of years ago. Ultimately, the Fermi Paradox isn't just an astronomical puzzle. It is a brutal, existential mirror reflecting humanity's deepest fears. It proves that long-term survival is the absolute rarest resource in the cosmos. The coming century will definitively decide our fate. Will we find the wisdom to navigate the great filter, or will we become just another silent ghost in the universe's infinite graveyard? Thank you for exploring the void with Astro Trivia. If this challenged your perspective, hit subscribe, leave a like, and tap that notification bell. Keep looking up, but never forget what might be looking back.